Got a 101.
Screens up, here we go. Welcome to Radish Digital.
Oh my God!
The pools, the plans,
Giveaway spots! Smash!
Every week we're talking power and plays. What just shook the game? What's setting the pace? From
Oh my goodness!
Matter if it moved the arena, we're on
Freak show! 200 power gum auto! Double check. Oh my God! Oh! What? BoJax! Oh my goodness! BoJax on the red fire! Let's go! 2 days in a row! Oh my goodness!
It's been quite the week.
Yeah, that seems like it should be 6 months worth of hits.
Yeah.
How much time was that actually in terms of hits?
Well, so that the first 3 clips, that was all in one day. And then the second clip was the day after. It was pretty insane.
And I know all our friends, mutual breakers, are going to hate me when I say this, but why is anybody going to any other break other than Valley Hit House? Or do they think did you use up all your luck? And there's Valley after the next 48 years.
No way, man. We're gonna keep pulling heat. I'm waiting for the day to pull that Superman. It's coming. It's coming. I know it's a fun little jab at me that I haven't pulled one yet, but it's coming. I can feel it, man. We're pulling so much heat outside of just supers that it seems like a daily occurrence at this point. But
what are you gonna hit next? Let's hear what it is.
Woo, man. Let's call it a 200 power hex auto cruise control.
Okay. I was channeling my inner soothing as I was ripping some packs over the weekend and just wanting a 200. And it's funny because my son was saying, like, what percentage of people have ripped a 200? I think he started around 3 or 5%. And I'm like, lower. He's like 1%. I'm like, lower. And I'm like, that 200 power. I mean, that's what's crazy, though, about these 200 power cards. Is that if you stick them in your Apex deck, the crazy thing is, in terms of competing, a 200 is not that much better than a 175 because the chances that 175 in your deck is going to match up against their 200. So their 200 beats your 145. Big deal. Your 175 beats their 145.
Right.
But
You're talking madness.
Yeah. But it's like in our heads, when we're talking about BoJax and Battle Arena, we're talking about it's not just a sports card, but you see power numbers on it. It's used in a game as well. So for collectors out there, you can say, like, I just like collecting BoJax and sports cards. You can say, I'm a sports card collector. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But these cards have power numbers on them. So even when the athlete like, Bo Nix just got hurt, but you know what? His cards still have value. One, because he's going to come back and have another great season, but also while he's injured, there's a lot of value to it because he's playable. Right?
Yeah. Well, on the other side of that coin is that you have people like Draco from Alpha, right? And Drake May, Draco is inspired by Drake May. He is from Alpha. Some of the coolest artwork in Alpha set. His value, you can see, is starting to go up. People are asking for him in single streams. You see constantly people trying to find Draco cards because he's in the championship game.
Yep.
And it's like, so you're getting this benefit of the hero having success in real life and the playoffs. And so his value is going up in that sense. But then on the other side, like you had mentioned, like Bo Nix, Phoenix and Jaybird, inspired by Jaden Daniels, both those guys got hurt, but you still see their value there. And I love that aspect because it's not just collectible and it's not just a TCG game. It's a mix of both. So you have two aspects of value adding to a singular card, and you can't take away that TCG aspect of a card because the power is printed on the card. The power doesn't change. But the heroes, like real life success, changes, of course. And if their success is lower, this is still going to keep its holding value. But if the success is higher, you're just going to see a skyrocket effect.
Do you think the reason why people are trying to pick up Drake May cards is because they know that he's not a very skilled athlete, the team's not that good, and they probably will never be at this level again? So people want to just enjoy the card while they are overachieving? Do you think that could be it? Oh my gosh, that was Caleb was like, I mean,
Superman.
Yeah, that's hard.
Insane game. Yeah, I mean, Caliber, obviously, I have a decent collection of Caliber cards from Alpha, and being a Bears fan and seeing him play so well, like, you know, my whole life has been amazing this year in the NFL, watching my team actually win these games. And, you know, the saying cardiac Bears, like, that's a real saying, man. I mean, the last few playoff games, I have been on a ventilator. Like, it's been insanity watching these games unfold. Josh, yeah, it was a roller coaster, man. But it's just cool. I mean, like, even my fiance now, who is not nearly as much into Bo Jackson as I am, is referring to Caleb Williams as Caliber. She's like, "Oh my gosh, what a throwback Caliber!" And like, I looked at her, I was like, "You're referring to them as their Bo Jackson ballerina like hero names? Like, I love you." That was awesome.
What's crazy is the for the IP that Bo Jackson Battle Arena is based on with Home Team Heroes. Of course, Showtime was actually probably the most well-known, most sought after, the most overvalued card there was. People desired Showtime so much. And it's funny because I actually have to pause when I say Shohei Ohtani, because my first instinct is to say Showtime, and it's gotten so ingrained, I have to stop and think. I'm like, wait, what's his name again? Just because it's like up in Vermont, there's a town called Charlotte, Vermont. Then I was living down in North Carolina, and I'd go to Charlotte. And so I had to pause to think. I'm like, wait, what state am I in? What do I call it? Do I call it Charlotte or do I call it Charlotte? And so the same thing with like, yeah, with these, honestly, sometimes I forget what their real name is. And I think to myself, like, obviously it's stupid. It's not Caliber. Like, that's nobody's real name. Right. But like, you think for a second, like, is Caliber his real name? Or wait, what is his real name?
Well, I mean, even like, you know, back in Alpha 2, you had CC inspired by Caitlin Clark, right? I mean, people refer to her as CC. Right. They do. So, I mean, like, I get what your point is like, you know, this is, you know, for the people that really enjoy Bo Jackson, like, it's starting to see like us say those things in real life situations. And, you know, when I talk to my friends who are in Bo Jackson Ballerina, it's like, oh my gosh, Phoenix went down with a broken ankle. Like, it's funny to see the like, I don't know what the word is, but the I don't know. I can't think of the word right now. But it's cool. I mean, just having that kind of connect into real life too is just another aspect of the game that you just really can't see anywhere else. I mean, we're creating something.
And we have Brandon saying, let's see. Oh, let's get this guy up here. Brandon saying, how the heck did he complete that touchdown towards the end of regulation? Insane, great game. And of course, we're talking about Caliber. We're throwing him up on the screen, Caleb Williams, from the quarterback for the Chicago Bears. And that was definitely, that wasn't a Hail Mary. He had no idea where that was going. I didn't see a post-game interview, and I'm sure he didn't want to talk about it after he loses, but come on. It's like, you're a Bears fan. That was complete luck, that game at the end of regulation to force it to overtime, right?
100% it was. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, sometimes you can't win a game without luck. And the luck has been on his side for most of the year with these fourth quarter comebacks and things. But I mean, at some point when you have 7 or 8 fourth quarter comebacks, you got to stop saying it's luck, and it's skill.
Yeah. Well, you want to know, the skill part was not getting sacked.
Yes.
The skill part was getting off and actual decent. I mean, you don't know where it's going to end up, but at least he got a decent pass off.
Well, he gave him a chance.
He gave him a chance. Yeah, that's a great point. Well, it's, you know, something, looking at this, actually, I never thought about this, but we should look at Caliber real quick. So I went to the Radish price guide and I typed in Caliber. So just a reminder, this pulls eBay data, but it's actually final price. It's the 130 point price. It's not the listed price on eBay. But if we go to Caliber, the way it's sorted right away, it's sorted by last sale. So we can see that. So you can see the last sale for, like, look, oh, and this is going by, let's see. It is being sort by the last sale. Yeah, and it's, let's look at this. Is that total price? So the most, are you surprised for Caliber on his pink Battlefoil Hex went for $2,000, and that was on August 26th. What do you think about that value right now? As a clear Chicago Bears fan, what do you think about that price? Do you think that was early? Do you think that's low now?
No, I mean, my assumption is that, you know, the person that purchases card. So like, let's think about this in two senses of the word, right? 180 power pink hex Battlefoil 101 for Caliber, right? Awesome card, awesome artwork. It's a 101. For the gameplay side, you know, it's a 180. Our 180s typically going for $2,000. When you look at the TCG side, usually they're not going for $2,000 when it's a 180 power, because you can find 180 powers in that, you know, $300 to $400 range. But is it a 1 of 1? Is it Caliber? Is it his rookie inspired alpha card? Is it the pink hex? Yes, like all those things are true. So like I can see the value being up there for a card like that, especially to a collector, someone who is like, I am a Bears fan. I will pay this for this card. I need to have this card. Yes, $2,000 right now. Like 100% understand that all the way through and through. I know who owns this card.
You do?
I do, but I don't want to say any names, but I do know who owns this card. I do know who paid for it. And I do know he's a Bears fan. And he is a huge Bears fan, just like myself. We talk about it every day. So like, does it surprise me? Was it early in the year? Yeah, it was. Does it, you know, if he was to, let's say, put it on the market now and try to sell it, would it go for more? I think it would fetch the same value, maybe more. But like the one that did surprise me, the first one you put on the board was that Hex Linoleum going for $255. Yeah, I would pay that every single day of the week for that card, man. Oh, I need that card.
Yeah, I'll look in and see when that day is. I do want to get to a couple comments. Big Rob asking, are all non-featured hero pink Battlefoils 1 of 1? And so for featured, depending on the set, you're going to have multiple secret 1 of 1s. For non-featured, the only 2 1 of 1s that the non-featured have, and this has been consistent over Alpha Update, and Griffey, is that the Super Non-Auto and the pink Hex are the 1 of 1s. Those are the only 2 1 of 1s that are in there. And of course, Brandon knew that answer. So thanks, Brandon, for chiming in as well. Let's see. For that, let me go back to, all right. So you said with the Caliber, the Grandma's Linoleum, what was it? Grandma's Linoleum?
Yeah, just scroll down a little bit. It's the third one down.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So this sale was, woo. Actually, it was December 8th. So that was more recent than I would have thought it would have been.
Yeah, I would pay that price every day of the week for a Hex Linoleum Alpha card. I mean, that's, in my opinion, that's a steal.
It's interesting because we were doing, we recently filmed, last night we were filming the new show, Bo Jackson Battle, What's It Worth? And it's a new show we're putting up by Radish where folks bring their collection, not their whole collection, although I'd love to do that for an afternoon, like somebody who has like just books and books, right? And they just keep bringing it up. But, you know, it's like 5 to 10 cards. And we have a panel of folks who know the price as well, including Rob from Radish Price Guide, talk about the value of the cards. And I think, I don't want to misspeak for Anthony, cursive, but I think Anthony was saying for the 180 power, I think it was like $200, and then you add the caveats and everything, but that's kind of a starting price. And it's interesting because the way you talk, if I said 180 power to you, what would you say the starting price is for that? And by the way, this is not financial advice.
I mean, I think when like the way you just put the way that Cursive said it is that the price starts at 200 and then the caveats come into it. I think that's fair because if you have a 180 power of a hero that people may not be super interested in as a collectability aspect, going for $200 because it hasn't sold for a couple, weeks or whatever it may be. Like, I understand that aspect. I also understand how it can go for more than that, and with your caveats, because, you've got your Halliburst there, right? Tyrese Halliburton, but then your caveat is a 180 power out of 5 went for double that price. That unanimous Sandman feels really low. I would have paid $100 all day for that card.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
That
Yep,
feels
and that was
really
my-
low.
And that was yesterday. That was
Oh my
yesterday.
goodness. Oh my
Oh my,
goodness.
how long do you think that was actually do you think it was 5 seconds it was up for sale?
It had to have been.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
Oh,
I
wait,
miss
hold
the
on.
days when I had time to look at eBay every day. I look at eBay very consistently, but there was times where I would sit on eBay for hours.
Yeah. All right. Well, looking at this is that Halliburst. So of course that's not a more desirable. Frenchie doesn't like to hear it. There was a great video he did where he's like, he was trying to make an example where he was talking about Bo versus, and he was about to say a name and he goes, well, whatever hero you don't desire that often. He's like, I'm not gonna crap on any of my heroes. But Halliburst is not the most desired, but it's Coliseum. And it's weapon hacks. So should you think 166? I think Cursive said 200 was the starting, but for you, Soothing, I mean, 166. Like, I know you don't have unlimited cash, but this is a 180 power to go in your deck. Like, is that worth $166? Is it worth 200?
Yeah. Easily. That's a great buy at 166.
Yeah,
it's a great buy.
And then talking about, like you said, you agree with Cursive about the add-ons. Of course, Iron Man is that, Cal Ripken. So $300. So you're seeing a 50% markup for that $200 level. It's a fire track. And that's coming in at 300. Then that Sandman. Oh my gosh. Yes. That we're talking about. In fact, crap, 2 Sandmans. Look at that you had the fire auto, which was 2 days ago. And then we'll get caught up in this. We're seeing Halliburst again, Gigante, nice game, Pretty Boy, for 175. And then the only thing is, let's do a quick sort to see if anything strikes out. First of all, J Jets 2,300. That's the top one we're seeing there. But so let's see that $50 Peekaboo Rad. Oh my gosh, this one was on July 10th. That probably was the steal of the century. All right, hold on a second. I gotta open up a different browser next time so I don't get rid of it. All right, so sort by price, going on the low price. I want to see if you tell me anything that sticks out.
Joey Jaws, is that a glow linoleum for $60? Man, this just goes back to, like, if you guys are new to BoJack's and Battle Arena, like, ask someone. Ask someone before you post it, because that's a steal, man. Wow. Yeah. I mean, that stuff happens, right? That stuff happens in sports cards, though, too.
I don't know why Mariano Rivera is the greatest closer of all time, and like he is on this list way too much. 3 weeks ago, $62 for the unanimous Sandman Chill, 180 power.
It's crazy. Well, and another one of those caveats too, like looking at that Crutchman there, that Mustang there versus the unanimous Sandman, like I can understand why someone like Adley Rutschman would fetch a little bit more money than Mariano Rivera. Not in the sense that, hey, this is the greatest closer of all time and this is an active, very good catcher, but in the sense that Adley Crutchman is an alpha hero. And of course, we have the Alpha trilogy that's going to continue on for the foreseeable future. So I understand a value add to a Crushman card versus a Mariano Rivera unanimous Sandman card. But at the same time, unanimous Sandman should not be selling for $100 on a Grillin and $66 on a Chillin', man. That's crazy to me.
Well, I stopped scrolling to leave it at that. What do you think about that caliber for $100?
I'd pay that every single day of the week. I actually just got a graded caliber, a PSA 10 gum caliber that will never leave my possession. That is put it in a box and stare at it for the next 10 to 15 years. But
you got it back or you sent it off to grading?
So I actually traded a non-graded one for a graded one. Because the person who had the graded one wanted a full ungraded set of all the gums. which is a really cool set to complete too. Like another thing that adds to it is like, you know, they're like talking about their more undesirable heroes, but you have these sets that people need to complete, and so they have to search for those
Right.
undesirable heroes. So like the gum set, I mean, you had Sartillery, Alex Sarr, who's actually playing amazingly in the NBA, inspired by Alex Sarr. And then you have, you know, Alien, inspired by CJ Abrams. Their power's lower, their popularity is not as good in real life, but there you see that value increase because of the rarity of the card, and people are trying to complete their sets, and so they need those cards to complete those sets. Like my Miami Ice set, like I'm only missing 2 cards, but like before that I was missing some of the lower powered cards, and I started saying, hey dude, I'll pay $50 to just get this card. And the card may not be worth that. It's probably worth closer to 20, but I'm at 250% because I'm like, dude, I need to get this card. Like, where is this card? Why does no one have this card? So, I mean, when you're completing a set, man, you do what you have to complete that set. And right now I'm at a standstill because I cannot find a Peekaboo Miami Ice. And the people who have the Bojax Miami Ice will not sell.
Yeah. Why would they ever?
Yeah.
I want to get back to you with that slab card for a second, because I think on the Friday morning Mo Battle Breakers for Breakfast show, I got to get into it with Cursive because he continues to repeat that C-Town language, which I love C-Town, but that garbage about real men don't slab, and they like to reference Frenchie, like the ship. I like put the wind in the sails or whatever crap that everybody keeps saying about slabbing the cards, because everybody wants to swing with their big at Apex and like throw those cards down. But there's a great comment. There's a group of folks who I competed in Apex Madness with, and one of the things that they said recently is that let's see. They said, I want to get this in so we can talk about it. I haven't graded a single BoBA card for no reason other than I'm lazy and don't want to spend money and don't want them missing for 4 months. I'm too busy spending money on breaks. And then they followed up and said, playing high dollar cards as proxies is the right move. I shuffled and slapped down a $1,500 super last national. That seems kind of dumb. So, it's like we all like to laugh. And for folks who don't understand, is that the Bojax and Battle Arena cards, like there's a massive tournament that goes on at the National Card Show. And one of them is a simple game of war. It's called Apex Madness, and everybody's deck is the same for 60 of the cards, conceivably. That you can get the best. You could have an inferior deck, but it's pretty relatively easy, not cheap, but relatively easy to get that 60 card deck. Then you can unlock 10 additional cards, Apex cards, and these are high powered cards. Now, in this deck, some people are playing with. I'd love to know what the cheapest you could put together an Apex deck for. I've heard 5,000, maybe around there, but I know some of the decks were 25, 30,000
for an Apex Playmaker deck, or are we talking Apex Madness?
Apex Madness.
5K, I think, is too low. I mean, no. Well, so like we had mentioned, like just before we hopped on too, is like, do you need no, you had mentioned that before, but do you need a 200 power card to beat a 145? No, you don't. So, if your Apex cards are 170s or whatever it may be, you have 10 of those, or let's call it 180 since we were just talking about 180s. So if it's 180 and you're able to get these steals that people are doing, which is just insanity, at $100 a card, which should definitely be at least 200, right. Then you're at, let's say $1,500 to $2,000 for your Apex cards. And then the rest of them, your 160s are going to be a bit more expensive, of course. But you can go with Inspired Ink for some of those. So I guess 5K. I mean, that's not a bad. I thought you were referring to Playmaker, and I was like, oh, what?
No, with all the plays are a different thing, and I'm trying to keep it. That's a different show. We're not going to lose our audience. We're just talking about, like, if you love sports cards and you'd love to win money, you can play war with your cards. They don't have to sit on a shelf. You can just flip them over, and you can win lots of money, $100,000. Go ahead. Come to National and play with it. And So I'm trying to think is like, but when we're talking about like it's $25,000, you know, I know some people were saying like, no, look at their decks. Some folks had $25,000 decks, not certainly not I, when you were there. And I
But
don't
they're
know
out
where I
the
was going
first
before,
round.
but one thing I do want to add, like, since we're talking about Madness, I just ripped through the rest of my alpha update this weekend and I'm so mad. There's certain cards I ripped that literally the 3 cards I bought on eBay of the last 2 months, I ripped this weekend. Like one was a pink, it was a gum 145. You know, one was like a glow battle foil, just a battle foil, but with glow weapon. 150, 155. Like there was a couple I just wanted to beef up on, and freaking A, like if I didn't rip those things. But I couldn't not buy them because I was buying some alpha cards. I think I picked up a 145 in the $25 to $30 range, a 150. So the one thing to stress with folks who are newer, who just came in under Ken Griffey, you can't understand how important it is right now for you to go on eBay and pick up, like, it's very important, alpha cards. I'm not trying to throw shade on the Griffey set. This is the first, you know, cover athlete aside from Bo. There's going to be something special about that. It's the Griffey set. But the alpha set, it is ridiculous that the prices are so depressed for alpha, because let me tell you, they're doing a $100,000 tournament for alpha every year at the National Card Show. They didn't just do it last year. They're not just doing it this year. That is one guaranteed tournament that's going to go on forever to play for $100,000. And there are only so many cards that were printed. That was the first set. It's the smallest set. It's going to be the smallest set that they ever make for Bo Jackson Battle Arena. And the fact that some of these cards have been trending down since the National Card Show, man, it's just human nature. People are taking their eyes off the prize. But when we're talking about building that set, you need to have 6 cards from power 115 up to 160, 6 of each one. You can't have duplicates. We won't get into the whole pose, hero, like whatever, but you can't have 6 duplicates. But if folks, I got to tell you, is that we're not talking about this soothing. People who come in and like, oh, I really like this. I really like this. When they show up at National, like, think about how many more people are going to be watching Apex Madness this next time and say, hey, I want to do this. Well, guess what? Like, by that time, everybody's going to be going across eBay being like, where's the alpha cards? Where are the alpha cards? Boom, boom, boom. I mean, in 3 years, the only way you play an Apex Madness is if you buy somebody's collection. And it's going to cost a lot more then, because that's going to be your only way into this exclusive event, right?
Yep. Brandon's getting mad at you. But yeah, I mean, you're totally right, Slappy. I mean, they're not like, where are you going to find alpha? You're like, you want to find an alpha hobby box to go rip yourself? Sure, it's $1,500. Like, it's just, they should not be trending down. 110%, they should not be trending down. They should be trending up. I mean, just think about like the N24 ticket too, like the Bojax ticket. Like, that's, you know, I think if someone was to sell it right now, they would probably ask $10,000 to $12,000 for the N24. And I think that's a fair ask because it's a forever ticket. So if anyone's got one and want to sell it for less, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to be like one of the folks who was on the show for our new show, Bo Jackson Battle, What's It Worth, is stop saying that because I'd like to get one. And if you say that, it's going to be a lot harder for me to get that. Since we're talking about the Alpha Edition, one thing to be clear is that all the high-end cards and everything else from Alpha, those are strong and they're getting stronger. But where we're seeing weakness and what we're talking about specifically, so we should be clear about this. There's more strength and value in the Bo Jackson Battle set, which is why, you know, a lot of us love the artwork. We love the community. We love how it's a game and you don't have to be part of the game and just collect it. But we also love it because we're sick of ripping like some big cardboard where like you don't get anything of value. There is definitely more value when you rip a double mega, if you can get your hands on it for Griffey or a blaster box. There's more value than what you're paying right now. So it definitely is worth it. But one of the things we're talking about are some of the, you know, say lower end cards. So for instance, here on the screen is that when we're looking at the last sale date, we're showing, and this is a 140 power cheetah. So again, this goes into a spec deck for Apex Madness. You can get this for $12. So that's coming out of the alpha update. You've got a blue battle foil, which again, under the rules last year at National, if you had 10 of these blue cards, you could unlock a blue Apex card. That was something you could do with 6, just $35. You had this jam box. Now this is $10. It's a Blizzard. It's only 105. That's not playable in the spec tournament. However, we don't know what they could do with alpha in the future. And again, limited print run, smallest print run ever. And then we come down to Lawman, again, 135. That's absolutely part of the Apex spec deck. That was $15. I'm not sure that last sale, that dollar. I'll have to check. I think there might be something a little bit different there. But look at that. The boss.
That one's an interesting one to me. The LaBoss selling for $4. Yeah, like, you know, you see silver battle foils come out of hobby boxes now in Griffey all the time. You see 3 of them, and in Alpha Update you saw a bunch of them out of collector boosters. But there was an error on these cards. They should have been 130. They're 135. The only way to find a 135 steel now in Griffey is on a featured hero.
Wow.
So
wow.
Interesting stuff there in that sense too. That LaBoss being sold for $4 is pretty low.
Yeah, I mean, would you sell your LaBoss silver battle for $4?
No. No. If I'm gonna say I'm not gonna sell it for that. Heck no. But yeah, I mean too, like with Rob saying, I mean the double megas are an amazing rip, and you know the introduction of power gloves, like. And then the introduction of the Power Glove tournament, like it makes a double mega rip feel like even better. You're like, okay, then, you know, you're peeking the card. You know, obviously I break on whatnot, so you know, got the peek down. So we're peeking the card, and we got the Power Glove coming up, and then we get to it, and then we slide it up, and I'm like, all right, we're looking for a low number, and then you see like Power PG-4. You're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a nuke, and it's like burner, cruise controller, freak show, like, and that's like such a cool feeling because out of a double mega box, you can pull an absolute nuke. And like just the other day, I saw a Power Glove of Butterfly Sting, Muhammad Ali, sell for $800. like are we kidding? That's out of a double mega box. Like, you know, to Rob's point, you don't see that out of big cardboard, but
I know. I love it. You said that before, that's what's great about Bo Jackson Battle Arena. You can pull the greatest, because somebody pulled a super. Was it out of a blast or was it a double?
Super Bow out of a blaster in Alpha
Blaster. Yeah. You know, I remember the point I was going to say just when I was giving Cursive crap is that when he was saying, you know, to not slap anything. In fact, he purchased something that was slapped and he broke it as soon as he got it so he could have it. And I'm just, again, the people, like we're talking, when people play at National, they're playing with $25,000 worth of cards. And that's, I mean, you worry about the damage to them. Oh my gosh. And like, you know, but then again, Rob is, he's speaking the cult line. These ships were meant to sail. So I would love to see the breakdown of it. I wonder if it's just the hardcore players who say, don't slap it.
I mean, for me, like the reason I got that caliber is because I don't necessarily need the card for my decks, but having it slabbed and having it be in a PSA 10, like if we think about, like, let's just think about Pokemon for a second. Like, I'm sure when Pokemon first started, Magic first started, no one was like, dude, well, of course, PSA probably wasn't around. Anyways, doesn't matter. But like, they're probably like, oh, dude, like, why are you grading your card? Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like, why do that? You can play the game. But now look at Pokemon. If you have a PSA 10 of the first edition Charizard, it's $1 million card.
Yeah. That you bring up a great point. You know what, guys? Is that as Rob says, I love that attitude for players. I think they're crazy, but I love it. And as a collector, first, I do play the game, but I'm primarily a collector. Keep it up. So to your point, that's awesome, Soothing. Yeah, let all these people, you know what? Play with your cards. Let them get ratty. So those 1 of 3 cards that you hold and I own 1 of the other 2, I'm like, sure, just rip it to shreds. So you have a
No, that's not what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, like, of course, you know, the proxy system is amazing that the BoBA team introduced. You know, you can vulture cards and you can have a proxy to be used in event play, so that you're not playing with these $1,000 cards.
Right.
Like, that's great, and I think that was definitely needed. But at the same time, like, you know, you still need those cards to play in it if you're a player, and they cannot be slabbed if you're going to use them to play. So, like, I understand both sides of the coin because I'm a collector and a player. But yeah, I mean, just like Brandon says, it's your collection, man. If you want to slab it, slab it. The one thing I will never understand, though, is people who slab play cards. I just will never make sense to me. But hey, you know, you got Black Lotus from Magic the Gathering that's worth that, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars slabbed in a PSA 10. Maybe that's, I don't know. I don't know why we would slab play cards, but it's your collection. Slab it if you want. Yeah, slab it if you want.
Speaking of collectibles, is that Bigler saying 2 Bo N24 on eBay, 15K and 18K. So we do know there's a top that we haven't reached yet. So we have not reached $15,000 on these. I still remember somebody in the community. It was right before he hit on Lake County Cards a Bo 24 card. He hit it 2 weeks before the National Card Show, and there was some talk about an offer for 3,000, and then it evaporated. So he couldn't even get 3,000 for his Bo card 2 weeks before National. Isn't that lucky for him?
It shows growth, though. It shows an immense amount of growth in the community. Like, seeing that ticket continue to raise in value from, hey, we were just about to go to the National, and like, I was going to the National too. Like, I was there. It was my first National. I hadn't played a Bo Jackson game, you know, before. And so I went to the National and I was like, oh, dude, a ticket would be so cool. Would love to hit one in a break. Oh, I'm not paying $3,000 for it. And now, like, you know, a year later, I'm sitting here like,
I know,
I'd pay $10,000 for one.
It's
it's like, what?
Yes.
So it's funny how our mindset changes as the game develops and more people come in, because I mean, as the game grows, you're going to see growth in card, because especially alpha, because just like you said, the print run's so low, we're going to see that growth in value, you know, as new people come in and want to be a part of this amazing game, this amazing community. You're going to see it. It's going to be organic.
Well, you know what is organic too? It's all healthy and it's good for you.
The name is Valley. Valley Hit House.
That's me.
I have to, you know, something is the StreamYard was doing such.
What'd you say?
StreamYard was doing such a good job with the videos. I got to find a different way. Like, it's good straight. I said the video. It froze a second for you as well, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, it did such a good job. I love this new dashboard we use. For folks who don't know, Radish, we switched from Restream to StreamYard. It does a lot of great things, and it plays video straight from your desktop, and it was doing such a good job. But I've had a problem recently because you have such a great commercial soothing. So you can play it straight from Discord, and there won't be any hiccups at all. I love it. But so you know, we're not out of time yet, but before we get there, it's like, so what's up ahead for Valley Hit House for the week ahead? I mean, you're gonna hit 5 more bangers, you know, Kid, Griffey, Kid, Bo.
Well, we got a break today, got a break tomorrow, break Thursday. I believe we're gonna do a fairly large break on Thursday. Probably a couple hobby cases, something fun. We're gonna be going to Portland, so we won't be streaming throughout the weekend.
And this is when you're talking about the stuff here, the couple cases, all Griffey stuff.
Yes, Griffey.
Okay.
We still have some alpha update that we're waiting on. We want to rip it, but we're kind of just holding on to it for right now. So we'll see. There's some stuff coming in that sense. But one thing I want to mention too is in the very beginning video, I don't know if everybody saw it, but we did the highlights of the week from Valley. That first card that was hit, which was a Hex Coliseum Dijon, inspired by Bijan Robinson, that was a giveaway spot. So if you guys don't know about the Valley, every single last spot in a break, we give it away for free to the buyers. This one was interesting because it was a pick your hero break. We had an issue with one of the spots. So I said, you know what? Why don't we just give the spot away? And so I gave the spot away to chat. And this random brand new person to Bo Jackson Ballerina had never, well, I mean, I'm sure they've been in streams before, but I've never seen them purchase a spot. Now randomly got this Hex Coliseum 185 power Dijon. And it came out of the second pack, and I about lost my mind. And because that started this snowball effect. And every single break since then, the last spot has hit and has hit very, very good. The week before, we had a last spot giveaway be the kid. What did we hit in the break? A Blizzy Steel kid. Last spot was a Dijon. We hit a Hex Coliseum. The next day it was Belladonna. We hit a Belladonna Ice Auto. The next day was Joystick. We hit a Joystick Steel Auto. Like it seems to never end in the Valley, and we always hit that last spot guarantee because we always give it away for free to the buyers.
How soon do you think before you said it's a new person? How long before we see that Coliseum on eBay for $75? Should I be checking right now?
Man, I should have just messaged him and be like, dude, instead of me sending this to you, can I just give you $150 for it? Oh man. But yeah, I mean, it's fun too. Like, things like that, giveaways. We do some big giveaways. Like we did some big giveaways for the Broncos game over the weekend. Every time they scored, we gave away a big card like Hex Icons, gums, autos, all that kinds of fun stuff. And like, if obviously I love seeing the people that I know in the community get them, but if a new person that's just coming into the stream gets this desirable card and they finally get it in their hands and they see how good the card looks and they do a little bit of research and they go to the website and they do this or the next thing, like it just brings new people into the community. So I think giveaways are an awesome source for that. Of course you have, we all refer to them as a fun nickname, Gibby, but I think there's a lot of benefit to it as well. So
now,
I like it.
I'm surprised. I heard someone say something about bots and giveaways. And then I saw a breaker saying like, yeah, we try to do this to combat it. I wasn't aware that there was bot activity with the giveaways. Is that something you've encountered? Are you familiar with it? Because I didn't know that was a thing. Like obviously with drops, I know that, but like on websites, but.
I mean, like, let's put it this way. If there's a way for someone to get an advantage in a randomized format, the people who want, like, people will always find a way to break that system. And so that's what you're talking about with bots is, you'll have 50 people in your giveaway and there may be one bot account with 15 of those accounts. Like I've ran into it for sure. We've seen it. We kind of are very careful. We don't want to, necessarily like ban the wrong person from a stream. Right. So we're very careful and meticulous about if we know for a fact that it is a bot or not. But we have ran into that in the past. We have. And it sucks. I mean, it's, you get one person ruins it for everybody's type thing,
Yeah.
So,
well, what does it matter? I mean, the AI bots will soon have human rights and then they'll be able to be in your stream anyway, and they'll have a right to the giveaway.
Exactly.
So,
and then
like,
will become real and then, it's game over.
The overlords are coming. Hey, by the way, this is a great time just to mention we were looking at a lot of data before from Radish Price Guide. Look up their value now at radishpriceguide.com. And Soothing, I don't know if we talked about it. Did you know that Rob made a change at Radish Price Guide so you can sign in now with your Google account?
Heck yeah, Rob. Let's go, baby.
You can log in and you can add cards to your collection and it tracks the value of them. So you can see what your collection's worth as it progresses. So
that's really cool.
One person I'd love to see if we can have on the show, if he's not, he's, by the way, everybody who caught Aaron, the ripper of the kid Super Auto, everybody said, man, if it couldn't be me, I'm so glad that it was him. He's just such a great person. And let me tell you, afterwards, he is the nicest guy in the world. He hasn't thanked me enough for letting him go on that show and share his story. Like, think about that. Like, what did I give him? Like, he's just literally sharing his joy with other people, and he's thanking me for allowing him to do that. Like, nicest, most polite guy in the world.
Was that last night?
We had him on the Bow Battle Breakers for breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Last Friday. And
Gotcha.
so he was on, Tech Super hosted it, and we had Cursive on along with Card Society and Lungta, and they talked to him about what went on. But everybody just loved him. You know, we should see if we could get him on here, but it brings up a different issue. During that Bo Jackson Battle, What's It Worth show, we were talking to, Cursive was saying he thinks the Bo Super Auto from Alpha has been hit, and he goes, his example, and poor Cursive, he's not here to defend himself, so I'm going to pick on him, is that, but I did pick on him during the show, and you can hear that as well. But his whole point was, we just had a monster hit. It was kept hidden. That's proof. And I know one of the people in this chat is a big believer that the Bo Super Auto has been hit from Alpha and just somebody hasn't shared it yet. People believe there's all sorts of reasons why. And anyway, Cursive looked at the kid Super Auto and said, he kept it under wraps. And Tech Super made a mistake during the Bow Battle Breakers for breakfast because he says, you hit it a month ago. It was Christmas that he hit it. So when the Bow Battle Breakers for breakfast was done, it was the 16th or whatever last Friday was, 16th of January. So a month from December 25th is January 25th. It was not a month ago. It was not 4 weeks ago. It was less. Yeah. It was just days. So if anything, this just proves to the community you cannot keep it under wraps. You know, they say there's no such thing as a perfect murder because you have to confess to someone. And this is kind of like the same thing. If you rip it, literally, he ripped it on Christmas. He could not keep it to himself for a month. He was you see him in Discord. He joins the BoBA Discord. Like he not only ripped it, like he sought out the community. He posted it one of the most popular Facebook groups. He went into Discord to talk to people. It was all in under a month. So no, nobody ripped that Bo Jackson Battle Arena is holding it secret. Now, with that said, I do think there's a chance that there's somebody who ripped it who isn't hiding it, but like they just saw the product at their hobby box. Believe it or not, people under 40, there are people who don't believe in social media. Some dude loves cards, goes in, buys it. It's a really cool card. And he puts it in his binder or he gives it to his kid. I think that's a lesser chance than it not being ripped, but 100%. I don't believe somebody ripped it and they're just keeping it a secret. They know this community and they haven't shared it.
I agree. I can't keep anything under wraps. So like, I really don't think it's been ripped. And to your point, like if I'm a random collector and I rip open this card and it's a 101, it's black and gold and it's got an autograph on it, I'm not just going to give that to my kid. I'm gonna look this up. I'm like, whoa, this got to be worth something. So, like, I really just don't think it's been found yet. I will die on that hill. So, if someone texts me right now and says I have it, text me.
I will say when you talk about giving it to the kid, it made me think back to Petrarca, community member, part of Bow Battle since the beginning. He was at the National Card Show, and it's funny because I think the story goes is that his kid was ripping, I won't say for who, was helping a whale rip some cards. And the whale was like, all right, whatever you rip out of that, you can. And I can't remember what it was. Super banger, just a nuke. Like, absolutely. And Petrarca was like, no, and like handed it right back to the whale. Like, you're not keeping that. Like, yeah. Hey, if there's a shiny silver battle foil, like you would have been able to keep
right.
It. But the same thing happened, like a shout out to GT. And like, actually it's something I got to work on in life, is that it's probably my New England frugalness and Yankee independence, is that I don't feel comfortable taking things from people. And GT was great with my kids at National. And I can't remember what card he ripped. They loved it. And he's like, you like it? And he's like, here you go. And that's the type of person GT is. I'm sure he's given his shirt off his back before to someone, but he offered the card, and I can't remember what the card was at the time, but I bet it was worth $200 to $500, and he's just giving it to them. And I was like, no, you can't just say you like the card and then he gives it to you. And I'm trying to be better about stopping it. But it's interesting in our community because there's so many generous people who say like, oh, give it to this kid. And we're like, sure, give my kid some cards. Don't give him a $300 card.
Yeah, please. then their expectation is is they should be getting all of these $300 cards, right?
Yeah, it makes it harder on the parents. So YY Cats saying soothing with no costume is weird to see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's become our stream theme, right? Is
Mhm.
every single stream is themed with something new and something fun. It is weird sometimes though when I don't have a costume on and I'm in public. It almost feels weird, like I'm out of character, but I'm really just myself, and I'm in character on stream. But
Yeah.
am I in character out of stream? I don't know. It's starting to really, hound on me. Like what? Like, am I having a personality dilemma here? Like, what's going on?
I can't get it up fast enough. I can't get it up fast enough.
In the mind of soothing. Yeah, I mean, look, dude, my mind moves at a million miles a second. It's I think about too many things in too little amount of time, and it's part
Well,
of
I
the
think
creativity to it.
what you do really well, and I think everybody can, and if you haven't gone into Valley Hit House to see Soothing run a break, you should check it out. I think one of the things that you do really well is, well, you're authentic, but you're able to be authentically funny. It's very hard to be funny. It's hard for people. The older you get, the harder it is to not care what everybody thinks and to just try something that, like, I might make an ass of myself. And maybe it falls, maybe nobody laughs, not an ass. It's just nobody laughs. I'm like, why is he dressed like that? And it just, when you have that comfort level to do that, it becomes more enjoyable to watch. And it's just somebody comfortable in their own skin. It's easier to like them, easier to laugh at them. And it's not an easy skill. That's not something you're born with. Like, absolutely, you have to think about it and you have to practice and you have to get better. So if anybody hasn't checked out Valley Hit House, the link is in the description of this video. And what time are you guys breaking? We're broadcasting this live on January 20th, 2026. It's a Tuesday. We're live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to talk all things Bo Jackson Battle and the week that was. But when do you stream next so they can catch you? And what will the costume be?
So I'm Jailbird today, or jailbird. I'm in jail today. So I'm dressed up as a prisoner.
And are the tattoos always in the same place?
They're always face tats.
Okay. No, but the exact same face tats in the same spots.
No, they're different every time.
Okay.
But so we'll be breaking today, probably about 4 p.m. my time, so 6 p.m. EST.
No, real time. So 6 o'clock Eastern.
Arizona is real time.
Yeah,
We're the only ones
let me tell
do.
you, anybody who doesn't follow the rest of the country, 1 out of 50 states, and you decide you're doing your own system, that's definitely, the West Coast people might be able to make an argument. Arizona people are the last people to make an argument in this country for the real time.
Who changes the time, Slappy? Tell you what, man, the time is the time.
All right, for now, we'll just all go for it. Like, if we could actually have an intelligent population again, let's just go with Greenwich Mean Time. Let's just keep it simple there. What time Greenwich Mean are you breaking today? Quick.
That's hilarious. Well, one other thing I want to mention too, just before, I know we got a couple more minutes here, but week 2 of the Discord League, that just finished up. Well, technically you have one more day. You have till the end of Tuesday today to finish up your matches. Week 1, we had everyone play and was awesome. And I believe we're getting down to it for everyone playing in week 2. The website is amazing. Big Rob has done an amazing job on the BoBAleagues.com website. Huge prizes for BoBA for the online league coming up at the end of it. Of course, first place being a massive all-inclusive paid trip to go to the National, which is going to be an amazing experience. We're talking about these tickets, but you're going to be able to play in Apex without a ticket.
Bo Jackson Battle Arena online Discord League. Your next opponent is waiting.
Little clip.
and of course that the link to the online Discord League, if you want to play, or if you're a collector of Bo Jackson Battle Arena, you're like, what do they keep talking about with play and power? Join it. Even if you're like, I don't know how to play, join it. It's a friendly, welcoming community. People, you can watch games being played online. Doesn't matter where you are, anywhere in the world.
Yep. Yeah, it's really fun, and we're gonna have tournaments throughout. So if you didn't get into the online Discord League Season 2, we're gonna have tournaments throughout that you'll be able to get into, and and those will have pricing associated with them too. So don't feel like you're too late to the party, because you never are. It's always a party here. We're always
All right,
having
well-
a good time in the community.
Well, and speaking of the party, talk to us about, of course, this week in BoJack's and Battle Arena, we talk about the week that was. And coming up, though, let's just give a preview. So you mentioned Portland. So SCG Con, Star City Games Conventions, they do conventions where they have TCGs. And so BoJack's and Battle doesn't normally, it's a very different cap for folks who haven't watched the show before. We talk about this, a lot of Magic the Gathering, Flesh and Blood, very serious game players. And BoJack's and Battle Arena it'll be easy to find if you're in the Portland, Oregon area. You just look for the loudest, laughingest group of people, and that's going to be the BoBA people. So you're actually going to head to this.
Yes. So Splatum and I, my business partner, we're going to be in Portland, and we'll be playing in the spec tournament. And actually was working on my deck this morning to make sure. And we'll be playing in some sealed events too. And the sealed events are super fun, especially if you're new to BoBA, new to gameplay. You know, the sealed events put you on an even playing field against everyone else. And so, you know, you don't have these decks that are going to, you know, may or may not take over a match. You have an even playing field, and there's coin flips and dice rolls, and like it's so much fun in a sealed event. So if you've never tried out a sealed event, please do so. It's the most fun.
You're not even mentioning the best part. You can mention the part about, like, listen, if you don't even play and you're in the Portland area, you need to go, because the most important part is soothing is you get product. You
get product and you win money.
Wait, who cares if you win money? You win money by getting product.
Yeah.
Because I think what are they doing is that they used to
85.
do what's that?
It's 85 for the entry for the mega.
Wait, it's 85. You get a double mega, and that's right. So you're paying $85 for product that you can't get in Dick's or Target anymore.
Well,
so
you can't get it for $85, even if you could. I mean, well, in Dick's and Target, but secondary, you can't find it for that. So it's a win-win.
Actually, you want to know what? To that point, I do real quick, because I love looking at that, is that I want to share. Let's see. Let's go right there quick. Is that, and take a look. Let's add this to the screen. The sealed product. I just want to look at it real quick and get, let's see, sealed price guide. All right. Let's see. I'm on the other screen. No, let's see. Sealed price guide, share this tab instead. All right. So here we go. Sealed price guide. Today is January 20th. You can see that we have had 2 of the SKUs that have sold today. So first we've got a Griffey. No way. There's got to be a problem with that. Griffey double mega box. I'm going to say there could have been, maybe there's an error and in the calculation on that. I will say a Griffey hobby box sold for $630. I know there was talk in the community. I'm going to go take a look at the double mega, but if you could just talk about it, soothing about the Griffey hobby box. I think the breaking community knows what the prices are really well. And as much as people think breakers just get all this product, unlimited product that they can keep breaking from the BoJack's and Battle team, the reality is most of their product actually comes from secondary. And so you guys are buying constantly product. And I think the breakers, just as recently as 4 days ago, maybe, were saying like, yeah, 600, 500 to 600 is about the price for the hobby box. And I thought, that $500 is long gone. But are you kind of surprised that 630 is the last hobby price? So, I mean, you know what comes after 630? 700.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you know, like talking about buying product secondary, like there's, you know, we explore every avenue to find product. So it's not just eBay that we explore, right? There's plenty of other avenues that we explore, but eBay is your godfather when it comes to pricing. And 630, yeah, I mean, it's climbing. I mean, I've seen it climb for the last month. I mean, we started at 500, we went to 525, went to 550, went to 575, went to 600. Now we're at 630. Whoa, Big Rob just confirmed that double mega sale at 175 is legit. That's interesting to me. That's very interesting to me. Huh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if somebody made a mistake. I did point out earlier today, there was somebody who put a listing on eBay and they put 2 double mega boxes next to each other on the table. And they said double mega for sale. And it was 149, which of course is much higher than what it's been trending. It's been trending up, but it's been around 129, right around 130. And so $149 seemed a little bit of a jump. But when you have the name like double mega and you show 2 double mega boxes, to the average person, I mean, seeing a $149 price, it's enough above a single price that you're thinking this can't be a single box. And it's enough below 2 boxes that we've all done that on eBay. You see something quick and you just like click because you want to snag it before anyone else does, like a unanimous Sandman for a friggin' $100.
Right.
So it's interesting with this is it's a legitimate sale, but I wonder what was going on there with in the photos fine for the person who listed it. I'm just not sure what happened with the buyer, like why they did that. We're not going to go on eBay, but I believe there's got to be more on for sale for $125 right now.
Probably. I mean, that's what we see it consistently at. So.
And Bigler saying 630 becomes 675 real quick after shipping and taxes, which is a great point. So I was trying to confirm that. I'm glad Rob did, but real quick and the audience heard you. But so Soothing, you think we hit 700 when?
I mean, I less than a month we hit 700.
And before Tecmo, what's the highest we get before Tecmo?
I mean, I think 750, something around there. It's hard to say because the community has grown so much, and like Alpha Update, it had scarcity, and Griffey has scarcity too in comparison to other things. But like the community is so much bigger now too that like people are going to still be buying that. Yeah, 750. We'll go 750, and I want the market to prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it will.
Well, I think we hit the hour mark, so we probably should wrap it up. So I thank you. I'm going to hand it over to you, Soothing, because I want to thank everybody who tunes in every week and watches us. We appreciate it. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining in and making it a lively conversation. Definitely send Soothing or myself, reach out, and anything you want to talk about next week, we'd be glad to do it. Also love to have on different guests. So if you'd like to come on, or somebody you'd like to see on here, please let us know that as well. Soothing, thanks for a great week. I'll hand it over to you, and you tell me when to hit the outro.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the platform you've given me to be on here with you, Slappy. Do appreciate it. Appreciate everybody commenting, having a good time here in chat. This week in BoJack's Ballerina. There's a lot of stuff going on every single week, so make sure you tune in on Tuesday mornings with me and Slappy, and we'll be covering it all. And appreciate every last one of you guys that have ever been in one of my streams. And if you're planning to see some more Bo Jackson, tune in tonight, 6 p.m. EST. And we'll see you later, guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah, lights on, screens up, here we go. Welcome to Radish Digital's weekly show. Breaking down the plays, the pulls, the plans, straight from the floor of the battle arena stand. Hey, hey. Every week we're talking power and plays. What just shook the game? What's setting the pace? From big time heroes to moments that matter. If it moved the arena, we're on it right after. From Valley Hit House to Radish Digital. News and highlights, yeah, it's all official. Debates, rankings, what's coming next? If it's BoBA talk, you can check the text. Turn it up, settle in, let the breakdown begin. This week at Bo Jackson Battle Arena.
Hosted by Slappy and Soothing.
Welcome to the arena.